Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Dr. P, and welcome back today for another video right here on the channel. Thanks so much for stopping back by. Now, in this one, I want to cover what's going on in the next content update for Season 8, which is likely going to be tomorrow or the day after. Make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you think you'll enjoy. I'm uploading daily Fortnite content, keeping you completely in the loop with everything going on in the game. I want to give a shout out to everyone in the Fruit faction supporting me in Fortnite day in and day out with the support a creator code PineapplesYT. If you've yet to buy the battle pass or even claim your free battle pass from season 7, throwing a support a creator code on there does help the creator even if you're not buying the battle pass, even if you get it for free. And of course, if you want a shout out in one of my videos soon, make sure to send me a screenshot proving that you're supporting me. This is courtesy of .esports. But anyway, here's the first major thing we can expect in this content update. Epic and legendary infantry rifles. If you'll remember, a while back, a couple days ago, a week maybe, we got a leak about new infantry rifles coming to the game, purple and orange, aka legendary and epic versions. I think this is a very welcome update, and it might change people's perspective on the infantry rifle overall as a weapon, because as it stands right now, I don't think there's anything worse in the game than the gray infantry rifle. You know, at least weapon-wise, it's just not very good. It takes a bit of skill, and combine that with the gray version of it, it's tough to kill people, at least through my experience, and that's what I've read overall on the internet. But by introducing these new variants, it looks like people are going to be able to have more incentive to use these weapons. Even though it might be, tough to master, it might require a bit of skill, the damage will be higher to make up for that, or maybe the fire rate will be higher. I'm not sure what will be different about it, but nonetheless, they're trying to make the infantry rifle a more viable option for people. I'm sure that was the plan, and I'm excited to see what changes are made and see if I would actually want to use them in the future and maybe swap it out for my SCAR or AK. So the next thing we can expect in this update is audio improvements. Apparently, assault rifles were ringing very loudly in some players' headsets and TVs, hurting their ears. Like, this is a real thing. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you experienced this. I personally didn't, but it seems to be a pretty severe thing that they're fixing. I'm glad they're doing it. It also says player structures being destroyed by opponents. That sound is going to be cranked down, and they're going to try and fine-tune all the sounds to make sure there isn't one specific gun or sound that's overpowering all the other ones and even possibly hurting your ears some. It also says at the bottom there, Epic wants to improve the sound of footsteps to help players better understand their opponent's movement when they're moving up and down quickly. A few of these changes might come in this update. Like I said, that sounds pretty bizarre. I had never actually, experienced my ears hurting. I have, though, noticed that the ARs at times have seemed to be really loud, especially in some gameplays, actually more so in gameplays I watch online and from other people playing, not really through my own experience. So that's interesting, and like I said, please feel free to let me know if you were afflicted by that. So this next thing is really interesting. It's actually a new item coming to the game called Buried Treasure. When this update comes out, a treasure map item is coming along with it. It's a legendary item, and Epic says players will scour the island for hidden loot with it. There are no clues about how buried treasure works. Our best guess is that it shows players the location of some kind of special chest that holds legendary items and a lot of resources to help them during the match. I'm not sure how many of you are aware, but over in the block right now, there's actually a chest that guarantees you a legendary item out of it. It's pretty insane, and that's what I imagine finding the loot will actually be like. I mean, if it's going to the extent of making it its own item and then making you track it down on a map to find it, it's gotta be something guaranteed to be good. It can't just be you possibly getting a gray AR. It's just not gonna work that way. It's gonna be good stuff. Of course, as you guys know by now, Season 8 has a heavy pirate theme, and obviously pirates like to track stuff down on maps. In fact, the pirate, but also the Ice King and the prisoner inside of the original Season 8 cinematic. You can at one point see them all holding the same map, which is most likely the same map we're getting in this update. Now, I did touch on this next point a little bit in my video to start Season 8, but it won't hurt to go over it again briefly. There's actually a place that all three of these parties, the pirate, the Ice King, and the prisoner collide at, and it's right here with this chest, with this beacon, the place they're all getting to, and the place where X marks the spot. And X marks the spot, obviously, at the same exact spot for all three of them. That's why they've ended up at the same location. The thing, though, is this place just, quite frankly, doesn't exist in the game. There's no place that looks like this, and I've looked everywhere. And I mean, if you go and look and find it, let me know, but as far as I'm concerned, I can't find this spot, so that's telling me that's probably going to be a future POI or something to do in the future, right? Like, they do this kind of stuff. Kind of like in Season 7, the first picture we ever got had the Ice King holding the Infinity Blade. Soon enough, later in the future, actually just a week or two after Season 7 started, the Infinity Blade was put in the game. Obviously, that didn't last very long, but they intended on using that as a long-term thing in Season 7, so you can see how this makes sense. So, in trying to track down where this possible new POI could be in the future, I was informed on Twitter by so many of you guys, thank you so much by the way, that there is an X-looking thing on the eastern side of the volcano, and obviously it's important because X marks the spot. That's the theme of the season. It's actually just a formation of rocks in an X, and I thought about it for a little bit, and I thought, okay, well, how did this happen, and how did this get there? And then it struck me. This is in pretty much the same location as one of those golems, I believe the female golem that kept changing poses over the course of Season 7. I believe this could be shattered parts of that golem forming this X. It especially makes sense when you look at the middle piece. You see there appears to be what looks kind of like the golem's head. Obviously, I'm not confirming that this happened because we don't really know, and I guess I don't really know when we'll find out, but that's what it appears to look like, and it would make sense for them to form another very iconic part of the season, a landmark right where a previous season landmark was. It's perfect. Even more evidence to back up that this is the spot from the trailer that could be coming in the future is the fact that, again, if you look at the trailer right in the beginning, right as the pirates are rolling up to the island, you can see the beacon from the pirate's point of view, looking in from the northern side of the map right at the volcano, and sure enough, where is the beacon? Almost exactly where the X is. It's funny how much we can get from that short 1-minute cutscene before we got into Season 8. At first glance, you probably missed a lot of stuff, but you know, going back and looking at the tape is always a good idea. It looks like they're trying to give us a lot of information about Season 8 right from the beginning, which obviously I'm a huge fan of. It allows us to speculate and get some theories going early before really a whole lot happens. If I had to sum up that cutscene for you and tell you what I think Season 8 is going to be about, I would say it looks like there's some kind of a three-way battle between pirates, the Ice King and his army, as well as the prisoner and his minions, over who's going to open this treasure that they all found at the exact same time. Another question that needs to be raised: what's in this chest? What's underneath the X? Hypothetically speaking, let's say it turns out the way we think, and that spot I just showed you with the X in the ground is indeed where the people are going to have to fight over. What's actually in the chest? We don't even know if there is a chest. What's under there? And I know you might think, oh, Dr. P, this treasure map is literally just an item in the game for players to find cool loot. And that's it, nothing more. There's nothing to take away from it. Fair point, but I think I can prove you wrong right here when you take a look at the actual image of the treasure map, okay? Look where the X is. It's all lining up. The X is right there in a very similar location beside the volcano, right to the east of it. As you can see, there are even a ton of files in the game's coding to back up the rocks that we see making the X formation. It looks like we're also going to need some kind of shovel to dig up the treasure. And it does look like it's going to end up being an actual chest, as you can see there from the game's coding. So much is going on in Fortnite right now. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Ring that bell to make sure you don't miss anything going on. And if you're not already, make sure to follow me over on Twitter. And if you want to, send me a screenshot of you supporting me as a creator so I can get you on a video very soon, get you a shout out. Everyone seems to be liking that, so make sure to take advantage. Quick reminder, I also have a merch store now, hoodies, t-shirts, coffee mugs, iPhone cases, and more. Check it out in the link below. I think there are some sick designs. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Until then, peace out.